Okay. What's going on? Bro, come on. All right. I'm gonna hold on here. This is like my first time doing this. Okay, let's go get up to the camera. Hey. Hey. Okay, can you hear me? I don't know. Can you? You can see this little mouth slit talk. Might have to update this model. Anyways, let's just get at a comfortable distance. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to talk about um how to escape NTR. So basically, what I'm talking about is that just to kind of give you a heads up, like NTR is just basically, I mean, it's a hentai genre, but it's a hentai genre for mainly like affairs and cheating or infidelity. And so it gets mainly the pleasure from like the emotions surrounding that of like, like depression, like anger, like sadness, like despair of like being cheated on. Okay. So that's what NTR is. Um, in other words, I'm just basically trying to tell you, how do you like overcome cheating? Like, that's what I kind of want to help you with today. Like, I just thought NTR was more spicy, more captivating, clickbait. Which, yeah, it's clickbait, but I don't care. Anyways, so I want to give you at least 3 tips on helping you like getting over like cheating, etc. If you're the victim of being cheating on, if you're the victim of NTR. Okay, so tip number 1, like if you're if you're in like the process of just being cheated on, like if you just got cheated on and you want to overcome like those emotions, those very bad emotions, the first thing you got to do is that you got to basically you got to serve people. You got to basically um start serving people, start like helping out people. And I'll give it a really good example. So because I did get cheated on, and I was trying to get over a heartbreak. And so my parents were just taking me into town, and like I was upset, but like for some reason they gave me a bag of chips. Like they were just caring for me. Like they gave me a bag of chips. I'm like, okay, well I wasn't really hungry. I was depressed. So, but like we get out of the car, and I see this homeless lady just on the street right there. And I just gave her the bag of chips and be like, hey, here, you can have this. And she's like, oh yeah, thank you so much. And then like out of nowhere, all this heartbreak I had just gone. I felt happy. I genuinely felt happy. It was just like I got over it. I'm like, whoa, like, damn, like I feel good. And that's the thing, is that like you just gotta like if you take care of other people, you take care of people that are there for you, or are just in need, like you can find you're like a sense of worth somewhere else, and you're not going to be stuck on this thing that like is constantly like making you feel like garbage. Okay? So like the point with this is that like you want to basically focus on relationships that are there for you. Flirt with the world, flirt with the universe, okay? Like you want to go do that. Um cuz I am telling you there is better options out there. There is someone better for you out there, and there is love for you out there. So if you can start focusing on finding that love, and you mainly focus on like being a better person, then like you can get over it quickly. That's how you do it. Maybe not quickly, but like for me, it only took like 10 days. And that one moment did the trick. So go out there, serve people, be the better person, be like, as Brandon Flower says, be Mr. Brightside. So that is tip one, number one. Tip number one, be Mr. Brightside. Um, tip number 2, if you want to just avoid it before it happens, um, tip number 2 is oddly enough, like understand the circle of life. Just detach first. What I mean is that, like, everybody loves relationships and stuff. They love they love relationship stuff, but they get too clingy, and it's just like, oh, I love this. They get attached. And so the harsh truth that people don't want to acknowledge is that relationships don't last. They don't. Relationships are extremely fragile. They are. Okay? And so what I mean is in the circle of life, I'm kind of talking about like, some Buddhism, some Taoism. There's this thing called samsara, or you got the river. Like, you gotta acknowledge that like if life is a cycle, you're gonna have good things come in and good things, leave. And so if you understand that, you can detach and like have like you can detach and you can have things in the background that you can hold on to that are great. You can do that, and then like you're not going to be as effective because you didn't tie your entire worth to this one thing. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket because you know that basket is going to disintegrate at one point, but you can still put eggs in that basket. Just make sure that just make sure you know when to take the eggs out of the basket before that person gives that basket to someone else. Okay? So that's the second tip, is that like if you can do that, and like also maybe like a little bit of a bonus tip, but like cultivate some compassion, like actually like when it comes to love, like don't love fish because you like eating fish, love fish because you actually care for fish. Okay? Like actually love that person to the point that you actually care about their happiness. Don't say I love this person because they give me head or shit like that. Like no. Like you love this person because you adore like who they are. You just simply adore how they express themselves. Let them continue to express themselves. Like I hate to say it, but like you got to do that. And I know it's a bit like cuck like to be like, oh, well, like, like they like this person and they're having a great time with this person, so I don't want to get in the way of that. Um, which, it's nice, but you do have to actually ask yourself, but I do deserve something better. So as much as they're going to enjoy that, I'm moving on. Okay? I'm moving on. Because I do deserve something better. I'm not just gonna let myself get cucked here. I'm walking out and finding someone else. But that's the thing, is that you can do that as long as you don't put all your eggs in their basket so that they don't give that basket to someone else. Okay? So if you can get that emotional maturity and learn not to put all your emotions and not put all your clinginess into one person, and you have like backup and stuff that you enjoy, backup family members, backup friends, backup like activities and joys in your life, that you can get over that. um so like I could say more. I don't really know what else is on my mind about this stuff. um like that is like those are two really big tips to like escaping NTR, or to at least not be the victim of NTR. Is that like one, you need to basically, like the whole thing is putting your worth somewhere else. um because like if you put your worth on something that is not going to be there, then you are going to constantly be emotionally unwell. You are going to be like hurting yourself over and over again. What your eyes, I mean, I gotta say this real quick. Like, I mean, I don't know why, but like I was on like a safari road, like a ride in like Disney World, and I was listening to this narrator. He was talking about diamonds, and he says, um, what your eyes see, your heart treasures. And so that's the thing, is that like if it's not going to be if what you're seeing is not tangible, if what you're seeing, if you can't hold what you see, you can't cherish it. You struggle and ache over not being able to cherish it. So you need to stop looking at what's intangible and start looking at what is tangible. Because if it's tangible, if it's there, if it's physically, if you can hold it, then you can cherish it. If you can't hold it, you can't cherish it. So you gotta look the other way and look for things that you can cherish. This just works for heartbreak in general, okay? Um, the last tip, this one is not necessary, but it's dramatic. It is like insane, and it's not gonna actually happen. It's a rarity. It's not going to be a legitimate thing. But what I'm basically saying for this last tip is that the last tip is taking tip one and two. You can reverse the NTR. And what I mean is that, like, usually, like, the pleasure of the NTR is basically the emotion, it's the despair that comes from it. But what if you could just invert it and you rage bait the cheater? What if you rage bait the affair? You could do that instead. But here's the thing, like, that's like it really depends on your circumstances. So first things first, you gotta get tip 1 and 2 like ready. You gotta have at least tip 2. Like tip 2 is important. Don't put your eggs in one basket, okay? You gotta be the emotionally mature person in this situation, okay? Now pay attention to the other thing is that you gotta pay attention to your partner, okay? So if your partner if your partner gets super jealous and they like accuse you of infidelity or whatever, like, you're calling your mom and they get really upset because they think that like you care about your mom more than them, like pay attention to things like that. Like if you're like getting a picture, like, I don't know, with like a celebrity, whatever, and they seem to be like, you know, you know, the opposite gender, whatever, and you don't touch them at all, and you get that picture, and you're like very friendly, very platonic, and then they accuse you of like liking that person, like pay attention to that. Like make sure that they're insecure about infidelity. Make sure they're super insecure about that shit, okay? That matters, all right? Okay. Now, the reason why I say that matters is because what's going to actually end up happening, or what could happen, is that they could end up cheating on you because like their insecurity about their infidelity, it's actually more of a projection. So then like you gotta wait, kind of like pay attention to some signs, like if they're like contacting you less, if they're not like being like, you can tell, you can clearly tell, because like if you've been cheated on, if you notice like someone breaks up with you, you can clearly tell. But if they're not communicating with you that much, if they're like coming home late often, etc., then etc. You get the point, okay? Like don't say anything about it. Don't do anything about it yet, okay? Well, then what's gonna happen is that they are probably going to initiate a breakup. Now, if they do initiate a breakup and you guys decide to break up, go do it. And then like most likely, like at that point, you probably don't need to reverse the NTR, but then this is the goal point that reverse the NTR, okay? After the breakup, if they immediately have a date, if they immediately have like a girlfriend, boyfriend, like not even a week later, not even a week, not even a week, not like give it a month, give it a month. But if it's like within a week that they have a boyfriend, girlfriend, like it's like they rebounded, then oh no no, they definitely dump your ass because they had feelings for someone else. Okay? That's when you can start just pulling out like the cheating allegations. Because technically they did it. Like the moment you start throwing cheating allegations out there, they're gonna be pissed. They're gonna be so pissed. Because the thing is, and then they're gonna be like, no, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. It's just like, well, technically, yeah, you didn't do it. You did break up with me, but you still touched the line, and you're very insecure about this line. And yeah, like it'll be bad, but like if you're insecure about this line and you touch the line, then I'm just gonna say it is cheating. Like I get it, you try to break up, but like this whole thing was basically like the whole insecurity and stuff like that. It's mainly because they kind of wanted to do it. Um, but yeah, I mean, at that point, you end up rage baiting them. And the thing is that you don't mind about the breakup because, again, like, you understand the futility of relationships is like because you're not so attached to the permanence of the relationship, you're not really attached to how long that relationship will last. The moment you let that go, like, this doesn't affect you. It doesn't. Like, you move on, and then, um, and then you just take the insecurity that they have about affairs and just use it against them. You just throw it back at them. Just throw those allegations out that they're cheating on you. And technically, I guess it would be true because, like, if they caught feelings for someone else while being in a relationship with you, that technically is a form of cheating. So, but that last step, I mean, that last step is not really necessary. I mean, does it say a lot about me? I mean, I'm not gonna go into too much details, but yeah, it does. But yeah. Anyways, I mean, like, but yeah, I mean, really the big thing, like, if I want to wrap this up, like, I think the thing that people gotta understand is that, like, look, relationships are not gonna last forever. Like, even then, like, even if it's a good one, even if it's like a keeper, look, they're gonna pass away at some point. They're gonna basically, I don't know, what if they get sent to war or something? You never know. Like, there are going to be circumstances that split you two apart, and so there's not really anything you can do about that. Like, it's either reality is gonna split it, or their feelings, or even their agency. They're gonna split, because even then, you got to keep in mind, people change all the time. People are never the same, and that's the big thing about relationships. Can both of you, like, every year, if you're in a relationship, you got to ask each other, okay, like, how much have we changed, and do we still, like, how much have we changed, and are we still comfortable with this, with the new versions of ourselves? How much are you comfortable? How much do you like the new version of me? Because people are going to change. Because if you don't like the new version of me, then this ain't it. This ain't it no more. Like, I'm sorry, like, I can't fix this for you. But the biggest thing is that, like, you can change. And so, like, if, like, I will admit, like, you can. Going back to, like, point number one, or step number one, or tip number one, you can actually, like, it is possible to get that person back. I mean, it's rare, but it is possible to get that person back. You just need to change. You just need to stop being desperate and then focus on you, and, like, like, invest in a skill, invest in a hobby. Like, yeah, go to the gym, get a six pack or something. Get a BBL. I mean, maybe, okay, don't get a BBL. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe get a BBL? I'm curious. Like, I mean, does anyone want to be brave enough to, like, get cheated on, get a BBL, and see if they can get their ex back? If anyone can do that, let me know. I really want to know. But yeah, like, just maybe not prosthetics. Don't get plastic surgery, but, like, change. Like, become the phoenix. All right. Before then, you were just basically, like, I don't know. What's a terrible bird? We'll just say you're a blob. Like, while you were being cheated on, you were a blob. You were just like a blobby blob, a blobby penguin, whatever. All right. So, like, be a phoenix. Be a better phoenix. Be better than the person that cheated on you, or be better than who the cheater picked on. It's like, oh, I mean, this guy has, like, I mean, this guy, like, let's just say I'm fat, and um, I'm not fat. I'm like skinny fat, but, like, let's just say I'm fat, and my girlfriend cheated on me for a guy that's, like, skinnier than me. Okay, so then I go to the gym, and then I get a six pack, and then I get swole. I get really swole. I get, like, a six pack, whatever. Like, the skinny guy doesn't have a six pack, and then I can talk with my ex, whatever. Late, maybe, like, roughly 6 months later, and they might be like, oh shit, I want to experiment on that. Damn, I want to fucking, like, bounce on those pack. I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to bounce on each one of them. Yeah. Sorry, dude, you're just fucking flat. Flat as a board. But yeah. Maybe even just watch their partner get worse. What if their partner gets, like, a beer gut? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, I mean, it's a preference thing. Like, if people like that, they like that. Like, I'm not against it, but I'm just saying. I mean, you're not gonna get a million. I don't know, if you can get $1 million, get $1 million. But yeah, um, yeah, I don't know where else I'm going with this. Like, those are the only three tips. Like, the first tip is, like, serve people, love other people, and, like, not romantically. Don't try to get a rebound. Just, like, love people platonically. Love your community. Get that community. Like, get that. Meditate. Like, explore other forms of love. Explore platonic love. Explore, like, community love. Explore self love. And it's okay to cry. Like, you should actually go through the emotions. You just don't want to, but you don't want to keep Like, you want to stay at it. At some point, you want to escape it. At some point, you want to escape the NTR situation. You don't want to be part of the NTR anymore. I'm tired of being part of this, like, hentai. I want to get that. I want to get the fuck out of it, okay? So, anyways, this is like my first video in a while. And ironically, I made this on Valentine's Day. But yeah, I do good out there. Like, hope you find someone. Hope you dump that lying ass, sneaky ass rat ex of yours. Rage bait them. I mean, maybe don't rage bait them. We need more peace in the world. But yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to end this. I mean, if you want to subscribe, if you want to like this, if you want to comment and say what the fuck, go ahead. But yeah. My name is Catball, and I hope you have a good day. Goodbye. I'm just gonna go meditate for a bit.